Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jake. I'm from Team Top Deck and I'm about to show you all my Chaos Dragons deck. The first card I run is Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This baby is the real star of the show. It can give you a dragon from your hand or grave and special summon it instantly. That can really stack the field up against your opponent. After that, I have 2 Light Pulsars and 3 Dark Flares. I'm waiting on my 3rd Light Pulsar. It'll eventually get here. Until it does, I'm running 2. All of these can just be simply special summoned by removing light and dark, or normal summoned by sacrificing. And they can be brought out by Darkness Metal's effect. After that, I have Dark Armed and Chaos Sorcerer as the other 2 stars of my show. Dark Armed, when you have 3 Darks in grave, you can special summon it. In fact, you have to special summon it that way. And Chaos Sorcerer, you remove the light and the dark to special summon it. Chaos Sorcerer is in my BLS. I don't run BLS. I'll mention it over and over again. Don't ask me to run BLS because I won't. After that, I have the main strategy cards in my deck, the Eclipse Wyverns. These things allow me to banish a 7 or higher dark dragon type monster from my deck. And you can easily banish Darkness Metal. And then once these babies get banished, Darkness Metal to hand, and I go off. After that, my main millers, I have 3 Lilas, 3 Rekos, and 2 Card Troopers. Each one of these cards allows you to mill 3 in a different way. Card Trooper gains 500 attack for each card you mill. You can choose between 1 and 3. So basically, you can max out at 1900 attack, and you get cards engraved. When it's sent to the graveyard, you draw. Whereas the Lilas and Rekos, if Lilas are face up, you have to mill 3 cards per turn. Plus, as the effect, you can change its defense position, face up, of course, to pop a card your opponent controls, spell a trap card. And that can be really good. Whereas with Rekos, you can pop any card you want when it's flipped up, and you have to send the top 3 cards from your deck to your graveyard, which is really good for this Chaos build. Now for these 2, Breaker and Dimensional Alchemist. Each one of these works in my strategy a different way. Breaker gets a spell counter when he's summoned, and then I can take off the spell counter to pop a spell or trap card. Then I have Dimensional Alchemist. When this card is sent to the graveyard, I can bring back a remove from play monster. Dimensional Alchemist has been argued against, but I love it, and so I'm going to keep running it. My tour guides, my 2 super tour guides, of course. They're 1000 attack, 600 defense. When you normal summon one, you can special summon a level 3 fiend type monster, which means either tour guide or night assailant. Now I'm always going to tour guide into tour guide because night assailant's effect, if he's not on the field already, you can flip and pop a monster, or if it's in your hand, you can send that to your grave, as well as another light monster to bring Light Pulsar on the field. But when it's sent from the hand to the grave, you get a flip effect to hand. So basically another Raikou. And then I have Veilers. Basically, if somebody tries to use an effect, a Veiler! Yeah! Also, they're tuners and can be used for synchroing, which I'll get into that later. I have Gores, Trags, and Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon. Gores and Trag are basically, if I get attacked, just drop them. If you can't have a card on the field for Gores, but Gores gets token, which is advantageous. Meanwhile, Interplanetary Purpley Thorny, another card people have told me not to run, but it's a level 5. When anything is destroyed on your side of the field, you basically get a special summon it, and you can use it for a 5-star overlay. After that, I have my staples: 3 Monster Reborns, a heavy, not 3 Monster Reborns, 3 Mysticals, a heavy, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Book of Moon. All these cards have their respective purposes in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not going to explain them. I feel you guys should already know about that. I have Charge of the Light Brigade. Mill 3, you get a 4 Alarm Light Swarm. Simple enough. First turn, if you're lucky enough to pull into that, you can go off first turn. Allure of Darkness. You draw 2, banish a dark, but if you don't have a dark, you send your whole hand to grave, which can be catastrophic, but it's worth the risk. After that, I run 2 Torrents. The only trap cards I run in my deck. Torrents are really, really good in that when a monster is summoned, you can destroy everything. With Darkhold and Torrents, basically what you can do is you can activate them if Light Pulsar and Darkness Metal are on the field, and they'll both hit the grave simultaneously, causing Light Pulsar's effect to go off to get Darkness Metal back on field, which can come in handy. For my side deck, I have Genesis Dragon, which allows me to send a dragon type from my hand to get one from my grave. And then I could shuffle all dragon type monsters from my grave into my deck, although that is not what I would do with that. Still, it's always an option there. After that, I have Spirit Reaper. If it's sitting face down like this, somebody attacks into it, it can't be destroyed by battle, so the only downside is it can be destroyed whenever it's targeted automatically. After that, I have Cyber Dragon. You can special summon this card if your opponent controls a monster and you don't. After that, I have Kinetic Soldier, specifically against pesky decks like 6-Ams, Ninjas, basically stuff like that. He can max out 3350 attack and 3800 defense. It's just absolutely wonderful. Maxi, perfect against decks that like to special summon on you. Drop it, you get a draw for once each special summon. Whitehorn and Prime Material. These guys are pretty good. Whitehorn is really good against Spellbook because when it's normal summoned or special summoned, basically you can remove up to 5 spell cards in your opponent's graveyard and gains 300 for each one. So say your opponent has 5 spell cards in their grave, 3700 attack. Bye bye. After that, I have Prime Material. It's just a really good card. Like if spell trap effect or effect monster's effect is activated that would destroy a monster on your side of the field, or on any side of the field, I should say, you can send a card from your hand to the graveyard and negate and pop. That I've been thinking about maining that. That may be in my next main. I'm not sure yet. For spell cards for my side deck, I have Nobleman. Basically, a flip effect monster goes off, and you basically destroy a face down monster, remove it from play, and basically say for whatever reason they have Night Assailant down. Night Assailant and all other copies of Night Assailant are gone. After that, Prohibition, Grapha. Enough said. Enemy controller. You can either tribute a monster you control to take control of your opponent's monster, or you can change one to defense. Smashing Ground. One of the best cards in my side deck, I think. You can destroy a face-up monster with the highest defense. That really comes in handy. Creature Swap. Each player selects one monster they control and switch them. So say you normal Veiler and you can't Synchro. Oh, look. Creature Swap. And then you have the powerful monster and they have the Veiler. That's OTK City right there. Compulse is my first trap in my side deck. You can return a monster on the field to the owner's hand. That's always good to have. Needle Sealing. If they have 4 more monsters on the field, all face-up monsters are destroyed. And then, my favorite in my side deck, Return from the Different Dimension. Pay half your life points. You get to special summon as many from the remove pile as you can. Yeah, hey, goodbye, Macro. As for XYZs, I've Gachi, Zenmains, Acid Golem, Leviathan, Granosaurus, Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut, Zenmeister, Roach, Utopia, Pearl, Tyrus, Adrius, and Bouncer for overlays. Now I'll explain each one real quick. Tyrus and Adrius, the only difference between these two cards is that Tyrus can pop any card, Adrius has to be face up, but Tyrus loses in material each turn, which is why I don't really go into it very often. I have Bouncer for my 6-star XYZ, so like, say I have 2 Pulsars on the field. Overlay and main phase 2 after I attack. Basically, this one, during either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated on your opponent's side of the field, you can detach and negate and deal 1000 damage. Who doesn't like that? For my 4s, and I don't really run very many 4s, but I have 4 XYZs. That's funny. Utopia, I can detach to end the battle phase. Roach, stop special summoning. So like, say somebody wants to play Chaos Dragons on me. Roach. Anyway, Gemini Pearl, 2600 beater. Zenmeister, 19 to start. He gains 300 for each material. You can detach a material to book one of your cards, so Rago. As for 3s, I have Chronomaly Crystal Chrononaut. Say something attacks into this. Say they have 2800 attack. They would lose 700 life points if I detach. After that, I have Acid Golem. I'm not a big fan of Acid Golem, but 3000 attack if you're like about ready to OTK someone, that's the only time I'd suggest bringing it out because of its very negative effect. Granosaurus, 2000 attack. Nobody really likes Granosaurus. I like Granosaurus. You attack into something, you can detach and deal 1,000 free life point damage. After that, Leviathan Dragon, 2,000 to start. You detach one, he's a 25. You detach two, he's a 3,000, but can't attack directly, which kind of sucks, but that's why you detach one. He has 25, plus he's a dragon. After that, I have Zenmaines. If somebody attacks into it, you can detach, or if it's about to be destroyed, you can detach, and the card gets popped, and that's really good to have. After that, I have Gachi Gachi Gantetsu, my final extra deck card in the XYZ category. Basically there for support, and if I have two Raikos on the field I'm not using, Gachi. My last two cards in my extra deck and in my deck altogether, Dark End Dragon, 2600 attack. You can target a card, it loses on your opponent's side of the field. It loses 500 attack and defense, and you set it to the grave. And then the final card, Scrap Dragon. Basically, you target one card you control, one card your opponent controls, destroy them both. That can actually be used in conjunction with Zenmaines, I believe, which that could result pretty well. Plus, 2800 attack. Who doesn't want that? That was my Chaos Dragons build. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going off the March 1st ban list, so Sangan's done. Kind of sucks, but I mean, that's the way it is. If y'all like this video, please like it, subscribe to it, leave me a comment. It doesn't matter, just as long as you give me some feedback. Thank you for watching.